Hey, being that you back out now too with new music and overall just moving around, what would you say from this year alone you have learned from this year to your whole throughout your whole career?
I learned you just gotta manifest what you want to just go for it and really, cause you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so you just gotta go for it. And that's what I learned. Like what I didn't know before, I was thinking I couldn't do something because I don't know enough. But sometimes you just gotta jump out there and go. And you'll learn as you go.
As y'all can hear, man, we got Snapback playing in the background.
Hey, talk to me. I came to pop some flavor too, man.
Broke on that bitch in the snapback, then I ran that shit up off a rap chick. Nigga,
You ain't completed a lap yet. Me.
I just slow it down.
Still I be winning regardless. I can help that I'm living so cocky. Hey, she wanna pull off my boxes. Broke on that bitch in the snapback, then I ran that shit off a rap shit. Nigga, you ain't completed a lap yet. Me. I just slow it down, and still I be winning regardless. I can help that I'm living so cocky. Hey, she wanna pull off my boxes. I got an addiction, let's get it. I love getting brain while turning through lanes in the city, one hand on my Philly. And these niggas lame. Why'd you fixing your lips just to talk about me, nigga? No, what you know that they picture me coded, I swear that I'm about this thriller. Shooter loc in the car, he got pistols. Hey, before you try me, you better try again. 14 in the trap, had a footballer pat, had to get to the sack like a tight end. Went on that strap, I'ma mouth something. Some smoke from the strap make the pipe bend. Back then I knew Buddy was on something, smoking soda right off of the Sprite can. Damn, real. Hey. Back then I knew. Hey, what up, cuz? Talk to me, man.
Hey,
Hey.
just off that bar alone.
Which one? It was.
Just off that bar alone, you seen your man smoke off the can.
Oh nah, so okay, let's say what I said. Hold on. And get to the setting. One hand on that strap, I'ma mouth something. So much smoke from the strap make the pipe bend. Back then I knew Buddy was on something. Smoking soda right off of the Sprite can. I ain't gonna say no names out of respect for
Yeah, out of respect, no names.
Nah, I used to watch certain of my family members get together and they ask me for cans. And and if y'all know what a can is used for, they heat
So
up
if they
that
don't
rock.
know, right? If they
heat
don't
up
know,
crack rock off a can. That's the way they smoke, off a can. They heat up off the aluminum. They get
so
it
it's
out.
safe to say your environment,
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up, your environment was conducive to those type of drugs and
Yeah, it's a lot of drugs, man. A lot of alcoholism, crack, coke. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
and being that you was around at a young age, at an adolescent. How you think that shaped and moved how you go about your everyday activities?
Well, shit, I wouldn't grow it to be green like a lima bean, you feel what I'm saying? So I understood. And I guess it prepared me for the world to be on my own and shit. Hell yeah.
And what advice would you give 14-year-old Mo?
14-year-old?
14-year-old Mo. Now when I say 14-year-old Mo,
Let me
because
see.
I can destiny and see
Let me see, 14.
14-year-old Mo with dreads, wilding, not listening to a soul, out there off of County Road, on the way back to Highway 55.
Man, I'd have told him, I'd have tried to tell him. I'd have tried to tell him, hey man, don't worry about what they saying, just do this all the way. Don't worry about that, do this all the way. That's what I would have said. Cause he was worried about that a little bit when he was doing this. You know what I'm saying? You doing this? Yeah.
So you feel like that got you to this?
But if it weren't for that, I wouldn't be this. So, like I said, I would have tried to tell him that, but he won't gonna listen. But I'd have tried to tell him that.
With that being said, is there any, do you live with regrets or do you?
Nah, because each piece, like each thing that happened contributed to the uniform of King Mo, you feel me? Each thing was like a badge of honor, a patch of warriorship, you know what I'm saying? A purple heart almost, you get what I'm saying? So that's really, so it made a soldier out of me. And I was
Literally.
in the military. Yeah, you feel me? I was a soldier before I was a soldier for real.
So basically you was in the field, you been in the field.
For sure.
You been in the field.
For sure.
That's the name of. That's gonna be the name of the podcast.
Being in the field.
In the
That's
field.
all. In the field. Okay.
So
That's all.
I appreciate you kind of coining that phrase yourself all along. You know,
That's all.
being that you got snapped back on the airways. How many?
Going crazy.
How many states? How many states alone has it touched?
Man, I just checked my Shazam the other day, man. They hearing us in South Carolina, Tennessee. And I just left Texas. I gave it to the DJs. They got us a regular rotation up there in Texas, man, Houston. You feel what I'm saying? What is it? 10, I don't want to name the radio wrong, but they got us up there.
So this shout out to everybody who is pushing the record, and shout out to the Juice too.
Shout out Juice the Mama, man. Y'all already know what time. Cheat. I done did his shit for him, you know what I'm saying? Y'all hear that cheat? That's that Juice the Mama. Y'all already know what time it is with me. I say, look.
Hey, speaking of, I say, look. Where did you get that
That's a good
motto from? Because that's like, I'm a fan of Gates, by the way.
Okay.
So, your energy and your aura reminds me of a younger but newer. Not say newer mean refreshed. Like you been through some things, Gate been through some things,
Okay.
but where did that? I say, look, where did that come from?
All right. Now, so I say, look, that's a good question, by the way, and I'm glad you asked me that because I finally get to talk about this shit. So I moved to California straight out the military. You know what I'm saying? I got out of the military, did a weekend in jail, got out of jail, went straight to California. That's what happened, right? So in California, I went to school for music production.
Okay.
Well,
Let's not walk across that either, because you just hit 2 points.
Yeah, what's that?
You moved.
I was in the military.
You was in the military. Okay, that's a start. What age did you get in the military?
Like 20, 21, something like that.
That's a late start. So what possessed you to go into the military at the age of 21?
Shoot, I was in the field, like we were just talking about. I was in the field selling my little grass, you know what I'm saying? In the field selling grass, selling bales of hay, man. You get what I'm saying, in the field. But
It kind of works together, don't
you
it?
know what I'm saying? But when you did. But when you're in the field, if you stay in the field long enough, you had to go on a field trip. You get what I'm saying? You had to go on a field trip. And then the field trips ain't fun sometimes, man. Field trips ain't fun all the
It's not
time.
fun for
It
everybody.
ain't fun for everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes they be enlightening.
Yeah, for real. So on this particular field trip, we went on, on a late night mission to, do whatever, and a robbery took place, and unfortunately for my team, we was on the other side, the bad end, the end you don't want to be in on the gun. Yeah, we was on that end, the end you don't want to be on. And I remember my thought process at the time. I said, damn, I'm gonna die like this. Like that's all. Like nigga, I ain't accomplished nothing. I ain't did nothing. Just sold some weed. And I'm gonna just die like that. That shit was lame as hell. I wasn't scared of nothing. It was just like this will come with it. It's just I accepted it. But I'm like, this shit lame as hell to die like that. You would die broke with nothing. You just nickel and diming.
Basically off of dreams.
Yeah,
Down
like
with a dream.
the fuck. Just off some shit like my environment. That's what I seen growing up. It ain't like I was trying to be. I was never the kid to try to be tough or try to be something I'm not. It's just that's what was right there for me. And if anybody know me, they know that that's what was there for me. So I naturally, it was just natural. Just went.
So would you say like an innocent kid can be persuaded? I'll use the word persuaded because that's like I don't like the word peer pressure. Pressure
you
into things.
You could be influenced. Okay, if you see them up, unless you super strong minded, which I was not, but if you see a motherfucker drinking juice long enough, you just drinking water all your life. You see a motherfucker drinking juice long enough, you gonna wonder what it tastes like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You gonna wonder what's on the other side of that.
You gonna wonder.
Yeah.
You might just try it a little bit just to, and then you know what I'm saying. But back to damn, cause we was asking about. I say, look, I'm trying to get back up. Yeah, so How we get there? Go back to that.
How did we come up with the saying? I say, look, and you were saying that when you went to the military, you jumped from the military, you went to California.
California. Okay, so yeah, while in California, I went to school for music production. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I talked about the military though.
Nah, so there's a lot of bases we still gotta cover. So this is just a kind of warming them up to who is King Mo.
Alright. Well, yeah. So boom, went to school for music production at the LA recording school, the Los Angeles recording school, and I started King Mo Monday. That's what every Monday I get on that bitch and rap. I spit 16 or whatever. I just have a different topic, something to talk about every week. And one of the homies at the school noticed. He was like, "Yo, bro, every time before you rap, you say, I say, look." And he said, "You should run with that." And ever since then, I took his advice and it worked for me like a motherfucker.
So you would say taking someone's advice sometimes it's kind of like the best ally.
Who told me that? That was his name. I forgot his name. But yeah, taking somebody. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with listening. You know what I'm saying? It's just what you do with the information. Ain't nothing wrong with hearing, but it just depends on if you gonna listen. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful. Ain't nothing wrong with hearing.
Yeah.
You just on debating on how you gonna listen.
Yeah. Right.
So you take one with two, and you get the three.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
And most people won't catch that.
Yeah, for sure. You feel?
They think listening and hearing is the same thing.
Nah. I can hear you all day.
Don't mean I'm listening to you.
I'm listening to you.
That's a mouthful right there. Hey, look, and being that we from the South too, you gonna get these little gems and good game, free game. We call it free game too, but you get these nice gems, man.
No wonder niggas selling white grand. Nights like this, I wish that it would rain. Bust down, we ain't petty plane. Jumped on stage and then I made a name and broke on a bitch just like
I would say welcome back to In the Field, baby. You here with King Mo itself and Coach Nick. I'm behind the scenes, so you never see my face. Not as yet. So we got King Mo in here, man.
Yo, I say, look, I know what time it is.
Hey Mo.
Yo.
Being that we know each other, we've been knowing each other for a hot little minute, man. What was your first impression of Coach? Being that you know me and we know of each other, you know.
I said, what's the little green nigga off the Star Wars?
Yoda,
that's what I said. And nigga was like a little Yoda, like, you feel what I'm saying? The wisdom, a lot of knowledge, like the oracle or something.
And that's crazy because I always call you Kid Genius.
Yeah, for real.
So, and I always looked at you like you was a genius, even if you didn't know that. I'm gonna let you know that now, like.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Cause in the midst of things, we weren't always trying to be the hardest people, but we had to kind of learn how to grow a shell from where we was to kind of navigate.
Yeah, you gotta adapt and survive.
Through, you feel me? And you know, this being around each other, I really learned a lot from you, man. Like literally though, like seriously though, Mo. Cause you younger than me, but at the same time, like you made it okay for motherfuckers to dream, bro. Like you made it okay. Like this to hearing people say like, you know, people would try to discourage you a lot growing up. Like I remember that. Like, oh, do you want to be this and this? Like I always looked at like you never would say nothing back in the sense of negatively. Like you weren't never like downgrade yourself because another person is kind of bashing you or saying what you couldn't do. Like you would never do that. So like personally, I think you could probably help somebody too. Like where did you get that from? Like where did you get that resilience? Just knowing like, hey man, forget what they saying. I'm still gonna go this path.
That came with like, honestly, you got to think about nature The laws of gravity was against me. I'm short as fuck, okay? So with that even being just it's genetic, you dig?
Mm-hmm.
So with that even being a thing, you know how they gonna pick on the short guy, whatever. But I use that to my benefit actually. Like, so I always made it my business to be faster, stronger, smarter. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just to show you, like, this don't mean nothing. This just a physicality, man.
So you learn how to
this
turn.
ain't nothing.
You learn how to turn your, to a certain degree, what some people would call your flaws. You made those your weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, you kind of learn how to morph through the situation without even.
And then it was actually worse for the bigger people because I remember hearing shit like, "How you let that short dude?" that fuck you up. Where that make me feel like, yeah, how you do that?
It make you look like, damn, this he really, yeah.
I did that for real.
So now I get what I say. Look, come from.
You feel what I'm saying? Every time.
Do you even think about that though? Like, that was already in you.
With the I say look, nah.
It's kind of crazy how that kind of morphed back to.
Yeah, how they went like.
You were trying to be bigger, stronger, faster, and not even thinking. That's saying I say look, not even thinking it like.
Okay.
Like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Word.
That's why I like to get deep. I like to look at the other side of the ball. Like, yeah, my hands on the laces, but when I follow through, that motherfucker spinning. You feel me? So I can control the motion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And being that you can control your own motion right now, what would be some advice you would give to any local artists from North Carolina or around the United States in a second? I want to say internationally right now because, you know, this is what it is. But right now in the States, what advice, you know, would you give to a local artist? Because you yourself, you coming up. I seen you come from literally pushing these CDs out. Y'all don't understand either. This man really been on the grind since he was 12, 13, man. Like,
yep.
Getting a street team together, he's putting a team together, doing everything solo, burning CDs, going down there to Clinton and youngest boy on team nights, shows, just hell, having his mama house full with niggas and
even the Pennsylvania side performing. It's just a lot of history with this shit. Like, y'all just don't know.
And that's the thing that that's another reason why I want to give people on this platform so they can kind of like tell their side of what the people don't know.
Yeah.
That's in the field for me.
I was born in Pennsylvania, so like I was like back and forth between North Carolina and Pennsylvania. So when Pennsylvania was like okay, me being like 11 or whatever, like 9, 10, 11, I'm with All I War Records. So I'm saying like the story with my pops or whatever. That's around that time. But then I get I say about like 13, 14. Or between 13 and 15, between those ages, maybe, because I came back like at 14 or something, North Carolina. But anyway, but somewhere between those ages, I'm in Pennsylvania, and my mom had a friend, shout out Monk the Monster. He was, you know, big time, whatever. And he had a studio. He would always let me record. So if y'all can find those songs on the internet, because they on the internet. I got a song with Monk the Monster somewhere on the internet. I ain't gonna tell you where. You gotta find it.
Hey, so look, we'll do this right here. If you can find, what you say the artist was again?
If you can find, I won't even King Mo then. I ain't even gonna tell you who I was, but if you can find old, young, 13-year-old me featuring Monk the Monster, I got you, that's a big clue. Monk the Monster. I might give y'all some. What we gonna do with Coach? What we gonna do for him, man?
I'm gonna throw in a t-shirt.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw in a We Up Athletic Group t-shirt for him.
Okay.
So that's the trivia. If they can find this song,
they can find this song.
And what's your social media tag so they can get up with you?
Oh man, y'all can follow me on all social media platforms at King Mo NC, KingMoe NC, NC from North Carolina.
So being that, back to the old original, like this story in itself though, man, like,
yeah.
What really made you? I know you didn't repeat this story about a billion times though, but like, outside of your dad being a rapper and like you just being interested in, would you say that got into you got into the music because your pops did, or that was like something like, you know how a son want to be like their father? Was that more so like why you did it?
It's weird, bro. To answer that completely truthfully, it's weird because okay, you got one part of my story is like I see my pops rapping and I'm highly inspired. Listen to him saying how excited everybody is, and me writing out a track list of songs. I wouldn't even write a song. I write the album name and then do a track list with the name of the songs, like almost manifesting the album. Like, oh, this what the song's gonna be called, and this what I'm gonna do. But never would write a song. I'd just be young as hell doing that, acting like I had an album out. That's some people.
Okay,
don't
yeah.
know.
So
That's some people don't know.
For real.
For real.
So before you even were rapping, you was already.
I was already writing like I had an album out. In fact, I had the title of it. I tried to draw the picture of the I tried to draw a picture of the cover. I'll never forget. My pops came in one day. It was a song called Ghetto Niggas or some shit like that. He said, when you start talking like that, that's what I got.
So you already had an interest of already kind of expressing your words.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and then at the same time being young, bills and them coming around talking about hey, spit something, man, spit something. So it was almost forced upon me, but my decision at the same time.
So at the end of the day, you think the we get a kind of bad depiction of black men being influencers.
Okay.
Without being known they're influencing kids. Like, you just bring up a big name, Bills. And I know how he's being kind of like in Biggs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, like, how they being the King Mo for, can you just speak on a little bit how those two guys in itself and anybody else to a certain degree that help along your path, like,
well, shoot, you just said
the good and the bad too, because sometimes you gotta kind of throw the bad out here so you can get it out of your conscience, cause I believe in forgiveness. I believe in forgiving those that may not know what they have done.
Okay. Well, as far as the two heavy hitters names, they is the originators, the developers, the creators of the All I War Records, first label I would ever with in my life. You feel what I'm saying? And just really watching them. You know what I'm saying? Watching them. Shit fucked me up, Cole. But nah. Just watching them do their thing, just orchestrate a business for real, a label for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was I got to see that up close and personal. And it was a street element to that too. Like I said once again, it was always around me. So if y'all know who those people are, then y'all understand y'all came up from that.
Y'all gotta do your homework too. They gotta do their homework too, more, cause
nah, for real.
If you in Wayne County and you don't know who A.O. Dub is, it's okay if they don't either, because it was so long. It was to a certain degree, it's so long ago, and you was like one of the understudies.
Mm-hmm.
You and SL was more like the understudies.
Shout out SL, Humble Hustler.
You know what I'm saying? Of it, and we gonna have SL on here too. I'm gonna get him on here too.
Oh, really?
So you know what I'm saying? You just the first beacon to push it through the roof. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you too. Just by the way, cause we didn't plan on doing none of this.
Nah, y'all, we ain't planning.
Like, this won't plan at all.
I'm just in here.
We just vibe. So this is what the feel is about too, man. I'm trying to. I expressed to myself that I was gonna get in the media. I tell you, cause I wanted to give the average Joe. I want to give an average Joe a side, or just the fan itself though, cause I'm a fan of your music. I'm a fan in itself. I want to give the fans the inside scoop of the other artists that they like, but not only that they might not know of. You know what I'm saying? Cause a lot of times I'm learning that our story other people can reference from.
Right.
No matter the color, the creed, the religion, no matter what the path they're doing, we can all gain some knowledge from another person's story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, at your worst,
Okay.
I like to start from there. At your worst, at your worst, this we gonna get, might get a little bit deep, but at your worst, what is one lesson that was valuable, that stick in one word?
And my words. Let me think about my words. I had a lot of worses. Fuck it. Let's see. The lesson or the advice or what?
This. First give the what you learn from it, because I feel like what you learn from another person can take that as advice.
Well, I don't know if anybody going through this. Well, I've been homeless before, but when I was homeless, I was thousands of miles away from home. You get what I'm saying? When I was homeless, I was thousands of miles away from home with no family, or no loved one, nobody I grew up with, nobody I could just call if I needed something in an emergency, and nobody couldn't just be there at my aid right then if I needed them to. That type of homeless. You get what I'm saying? In a foreign place. You know what I'm saying? The lesson I learned from that, a lot of times when I say you can take advice, but sometimes you gotta take your own advice and do what's best for you. You know, cause everybody, just because you going through something, that don't mean somebody, family or not, that don't make them obligated to do nothing for you. You feel me? It shouldn't be that way to me, but that's just, you have to be self-sufficient. You gotta just be a warrior. You gotta be a gorilla. You feel what I'm saying? You got to really just go for what you know. And you got to toughen up. You got to make your skin, because if you soft and if you give up easy on yourself, and your life gonna be real hard for you.
I appreciate that, man, cause a lot of people do feel entitled to family, and I'm big on.
Hey, my grandma kicked me out of the house at 14, man. I'm just for real.
So you see how family can be on the other side of that too.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So I'm big on making my own village. You know what I'm saying? You know how we run the team together back then, and you know you fall off with certain members and associates. I'm learning now though those are allies. Those are people that were supposed to come in, move you to a certain degree. You know how, okay, I can network with these people. I can party with this person.
Oh yeah.
I can kind of. This is my therapist over here. This is my turn up partner over here. You know what I'm saying? You kind of learn how to navigate through those people. But in hindsight, could you name a person that nobody to a certain degree know of, but in your heart and in your everyday, you know, movement that you carry with you, like this any individual that to a certain degree that nobody know of. You know what I'm saying? I want to shine light on that person today. If you got it in your heart to share.
This could be a dead or alive type of situation.
Right.
Well, somebody I carried, and this is gonna sound, it's crazy. I ain't even about to say this. I'm about to say it though. Person, and it's many people that are, like I say, man, I gain so much from so many people, and I keep so many people with me. Even the ones that's not here, I keep them with me. And one of those people will be a young brother by the name of Justin Henry, but I call him Wilt, because he was very instrumental in my choice of making music and even keeping going, to be honest with you. I remember, I'm gonna tell the story. I remember even back when we on Twitter and I'm trying to get the Twitter thing popping, I mean, on Twitter, it's a deadly place, man. They gonna go in there, they gonna chop you down on Twitter. But he would just happen to be one of the first people that I knew really believed in me, as he would argue with people over my music. And
This
I'm
was
like, wow.
back. This was back. What about
This got to
08,
be-
09?
It was like a minute ago. You feel? Well, that specific situation probably a little later, like 11, 12. But I met him way before then, anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah,
And
by 09, yeah. When
And being that, Will, for those that don't know, Will, like, man, ahead of his time.
Yeah, man, long live Will too, man. Rest
Like,
in
and
peace.
you rep that too, so we really appreciate, like, for real though. And his brother, and I know his brother appreciate that too. But all in all, like, where do you see us? What do you really like? What do you want to get out of this? What do you want to get out? And I say this. You a being. You a being at the end of the day. You a man at the end of the day. You an artist. You an artist at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you want out of life?
I tell you what. Outside of material shit, because I ain't even about to be on the material shit you did. Like, I just want to do my. Man, we all on Earth together. Everybody got a mission here. I want to complete my mission and do my part. I don't want to do no more or no less than what God want me to do for this place. That's really what I want. That's when it's all said and done. That's gonna sum it up. I just want to do what God want me to do, for real. And I know, and that's gonna look different for everybody else. You don't gotta be an entertainer, rapper, whatever. This just was always there for me. So that's what it is for me. But that's all I want. And I think if we want to live more and seek our purpose, if you just seek your purpose, just be by yourself for a little bit. Be by yourself for a little bit. Learn yourself. Just be by yourself and stop your habits. You feel me? And remove all the clothes or whatever. Remove the personality. Remove the opinions. Whatever that you got. You know what I'm saying? Remove all that and just be. I don't even know why I'm about to tell them this, but this is some real game. Just be. You go to sleep at night, just be. Don't think about none of that. Religion, everything. Remove all that and just be, and you'll find yourself.
Where did you gain that knowledge from?
Sadhguru. Sadhguru. He's an Indian dude. He like really in tune. Y'all can look him up or whatever. But he was just talking about, like, just gave his opinion, because everything is opinionated. You know what I'm saying? We all got different ways to go about. There's more than one way to do something. But when he said that, I knew it was true, because we base our identity off what we see instead of what's inside of us a lot of time. But so if you remove all that, you can get closer to who you truly are, because we all made different. Every single, was billions, trillions of people, whatever. Every person is different in some kind of way. Even if you got the same ways as a person or whatever, y'all done been through different things in life, so y'all response to situations different. The way y'all raised gonna be different. Something always gonna be different. Always. And if you that's your special power, your difference, your originality. That's your special power.
And look, that's funny that you say that, because I've been kind of keen on that lately. Like, everybody has a superpower. Everybody is a somewhat, quote unquote, a hero.
Nah, for real. Everybody can do something different. Exceptionally good too.
Say it again.
Exceptionally good, for real.
Because a lot of people don't really understand, like, the morph of being different. Like, different isn't bad. And that's especially in the black community too. Different is frowned upon.
Yeah.
Different is weird.
It's weird. You weird. Yeah.
But if you look at the definition of weird, it means supernatural.
Okay, yeah.
So it don't mean what everybody's perception of it is.
The perception, there it is right up, man. People perception. Your perception creates your reality.
That might go over a lot of people's heads.
Damn. But that go back to something that we all know, Coach, man. You gotta tell them the cup half empty theory or whatever, or full, whatever, however they look at it or whatever.
Can you speak on that a little bit?
I'm gonna speak on that in some game I got from it though, because you know that I'm gonna speak on it from this point. You know, a person look at the cup half empty. You know, they usually probably more pessimistic or whatever, negative or whatever, versus a person looking at the cup half full, having more. You know what I'm saying? You can have more. That they're more optimistic or whatever. But I learned this too. You can never be all the way full or all the way empty, because you always got to be feeling and getting, you know what I'm saying? Always got to be pouring out and pouring in.
Mm-hmm.
Always. So it's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, the cup is neither empty or half full, but it's steady.
That's the balance. Keep it steady.
You know what I'm saying?
Staying consistent.
Yeah. Right. Keep them going. Keep elevating.
Because you're going to have your dips. You're going to have your highs. You're going to have your lows. But that's just like anything in life. Like you said, it was funny too, you came in, you said at one point, gravity.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, damn, you don't know, like, what must go up must come
down.
You feel me? So it's like, at the same time, if you always down, ain't nothing but up. That's another reason why I'm big on the word up. Because we were down for so long. You did, like, we were down for so long, we ain't got nothing but to do but look up. So we can get more than we imagine, if you really look at that. Like,
sure.
If I could, you know what I'm saying? We midgets in the world. But somebody we a giant, you feel me? So it's how you place your mind, your theory of, you know what I'm saying? What you, like you say, your purpose, what you want out of life, like. And I don't know if a lot of artists are dig that deep with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's surface level thinking with these artists.
I ain't gonna speak on that.
But, yeah. but me personally, when I say surface level thinking, I'm meaning like a lot of these artists not dummies. You know what I'm saying?
That's true too.
And they playing like dummies. So that's clown-like behavior. Without even them thinking like that, you feel me? That's the energy they putting out in the world. Clown-like behavior. So you gonna get what you dish out, you feel me?
Right.
So if you dishing out clown behavior, you gonna get clown behavior coming back. And they ain't nothing but painting faces. Smoking mirrors.
You know, that come from a higher place too. I feel like it's a certain element that want us to be that way.
But look, but this is the thing, they can want us to be a certain way, right? They can want us to be a certain way, but we control the path we going, you feel me? And as people, we gotta understand that we control the path. They can do whatever they want to do. Literally, they been doing it, they gonna continue to do it. But as long as we continue to see that we can control what we need to control, we on a good path. We on a good path. Cause it's brothers like me just taking a chance myself, just trying to get in the media space, just doing it. Like it's brothers like you just really living out a dream, mode, you feel me? Like from where we from and what we doing, bro, like we really was dreaming about this, like saying this, like, bro, I'm about to really travel the world, like, while you was in Texas too, like, me just following the path, I was like, bro, this young man, I didn't know, like, we was really sitting in the room, like, You said you were gonna go to